Hi Ho Silver here with another week's happiness hack. These are tidbits that I've picked up along the way of recovering from 30 years of clinical depression that I love to share with other people because they were so freely shared with me when I needed it. So I hope this recording finds you at a time where you might need a little oomph. So the first one here is surrender control, which is kind of a joke because we never had it in the first place. But it's something that when I was really in the pain and misery of my depression, I wanted to control everything, and it was just like this, and it was a horrible way to feel. And yet I clung to the idea that I could control things if I just, thought about it hard enough, or I worked at it, I maneuvered it. It was a disaster, quite frankly. And so one of the things that I had to learn is that most of life's circumstances are beyond my control. I don't like that. But when I look back, one of the things that I recognize is that there are many things over which I wanted to have control that if I had had control, I would have really caused a lot of problems, not just for me, but probably other people around me. So it's really a good thing that we don't have any control over others, because if you're like me, you think you have the best ideas and maybe not so much. So what I had to learn that what I do have control over is how I respond to a situation. And I love Viktor Frankl's take on this. He was a Nazi camp survivor who was a psychiatrist, and he learned that in order to survive the horrors around him, he had to learn how to manage his mind and how to respond to situations instead of react. And so he said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. So somebody says something horrible to you. Maybe it's your kid says something mean to you, and there's a space. Absolutely, there's a space before you react. And in that space is your power to choose your response. And in your response lies your growth and your freedom. And so when I learned not to immediately react to something, and I'll tell you, when I really got it was I saw this therapist give a talk at a conference, and he said, when you react to a situation, your child has taken over your body and the adult has vacated. And doesn't it feel like that? Like you're just like having a little temper tantrum. But when you respond to a situation, your adult is in full control. And I love that. It's just very visual for me, and it makes a lot of sense. And so I was fortunate enough to have spent a lot of time on Kauai in the island. Kauai is the island, Hawaii is the state. And I noticed that even though I knew that a lot of the people around me had problems, marital problems, drug problems, kid problems, they're the same problems that people on the mainland have. They just had prettier surroundings. And I remember I asked a waitress one time, I said, the people of Hawaii seem to be so happy. What's your secret? And she said, well, we've learned to dance in the rain. Isn't that wonderful? We've learned to dance in the rain. And so I invite you to learn how to respond to situations instead of react, and learn how to dance in the rain. So this week's happiness hack is surrender control. And you know what? You never had it in the first place, so there's not a whole lot to surrender. And I want you to remember, you deserve to be happy, and it is possible.